Hi, hello, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Natima Brewser, and if you're new here, welcome. If you're not new, welcome back. I'm so happy you're here. It means more to me than you know. Full disclosure, my house is a disaster, but you don't get to see that. It is all hidden out of view. My camera is sitting on a literal box of canned diced tomatoes. And to our left here, we have my coffee, obviously. A bubble container that doesn't have bubbles. It's just water that my kid likes to drink out of, because regular cups, we don't know them, right? And then there's a horse and a doll, and you know, the list goes on and on. So enjoy this illusion, because I am here to give you all of the things I wish I knew when I started my fitness journey. So let's begin. My first tip is to decide you're going to make a change. For everyone, this is different. Our goals vary. You could just want to focus on your nutrition right now. You could want to focus on nutrition and fitness, or just fitness. However, in order to get to where we want and to achieve these goals, you have to make the decision. And I don't just mean like, oh yeah, I want to, you know, get stronger and start lifting weights. You are going to have to decide to be the person that has achieved this goal. No matter what comes in your way, you have to plan for these disruptions. You're gonna have motivation every day. You're not gonna have stress-free days that make it super simple to choose nutritious meals. You're gonna have days where you're super busy, or you are sad, or you don't wanna get out of bed. And there's a lot of power in that decision, because it means that you're serious. You have to view every single disruption and opportunity to give up as a chance to prove to yourself that no, I'm serious and I want this and I made the decision and I'm gonna keep going. Get excited about the disruptions. Get excited about the fact that you're gonna be tested and that you're gonna have chances to show like, I'm not letting this get me down. I'm not letting this sway me. I'm going to keep pushing and I'm gonna keep going. And every single time you do that, you're gonna build confidence in yourself. Every single time you have a reason to give up and you don't, you're gonna be like, dang, look at me, I'm crushing this. And you're gonna believe you can even do harder things. And truthfully, you've done harder things. You've done harder things than work out and eat healthy. So you can do this. When you make the decision to make a change in your life, you have to start behaving as if you are the person that has already made that change. If you want to be someone that gets up every day and goes to the gym, look at what those people who go to the gym every day, what do? What are their habits? What are things that you can adopt from them? Start making little adaptations in your life that start to mirror these people you look up to and these changes you want to make. And like I said, prepare for there to be things that come up that are gonna make you want to not keep going. You're gonna wanna quit. It's gonna be so easy to talk yourself out of doing things. But if you know deep down this is something you really, really want, you just gotta push through anyway. When you make the decision to change your life, you might not know how you're gonna get there. But the thing is, you don't need to know how. You don't need to know how to make the choice. To make the choice, you just need to decide, I'm gonna do this. I don't know how I'm gonna get there, but I'm gonna do it. And through small, simple steps, that how is going to be revealed to you. Because you've decided that it's gonna happen, you're gonna figure it out along the way. And so you just have to keep going. You have to just keep pushing. There's always a step that you can be taking in the right direction. So focus on that one step. Okay, so my second tip is to set specific, attainable goals. You have to start small. You have to choose goals that you know that in 1 to 2 weeks time you can hold on to and stick through. For some people that might mean drinking more water than soda and just focusing on that every single day for 2 to 3 weeks. You have to be very specific with these goals. If you want to lose 10 pounds in 2 months, for example, you need to say, I'm gonna lose 10 pounds in 2 months by eating this many calories a day and exercising 3 days a week for 30 minutes. Those specific components of your goal setting is so important because you know exactly what your plan is, exactly how you're gonna execute it, and get the results you are looking for. They have to be attainable. So yes, maybe you have a 2-month goal, but you need to maybe think, okay, I'm gonna try to lose 1 to 2 pounds a week by doing X, Y, and Z. Be specific, carry out those specific actions, and get closer to your goals every single day, little by little by little. My third tip is, once you've set these goals and you've developed an idea of how you're going to achieve these goals, is to be consistent with a time frame. I mentioned in my IGTV a few months ago that if you set aside 20 minutes a day to focus on fitness, it doesn't really matter what you're doing. You should not decide, well, okay, I'm gonna go and run 5 miles every day at first. That's not realistic. What's realistic is setting aside 20 minutes a day and maybe walking, dancing, jump roping, I don't care what you're doing as long as you're moving and your heart rate is up for 20 minutes a day. It doesn't matter what you're doing, because if you're consistent with that time frame, that 20 minutes at the same time every day, eventually that is going to evolve into harder things. If you walk for 20 minutes every single day or 5 days a week for 3 months, eventually your body, and you're gonna know, it's gonna be ready to start a run or a jog or a walk-run sequence, or eventually that'll switch to sprints, or you'll decide, hey, during this 20 minutes, I wanna experiment with weightlifting. It's gonna evolve with your goals. And so what's so important is developing that habit of setting aside time every day. That's so, so important. That consistency is everything. My fourth tip is to make a plan. So we talked about earlier, when you're goal setting, to, you know, be specific, decide exactly how you're going to achieve your goals. And this is where programs come in, meal prepping comes in, designing a very specific plan on how you're going to achieve your goals. There are programs you can buy, there's free workouts you can find everywhere on the internet, deciding, you know, Monday I'm going to do this, Wednesday I'm going to do this, Friday I'm going to do this. It keeps you accountable, it keeps you in line. You go into the gym knowing exactly what you're gonna be doing. There's no guesswork, there's no floundering around, wondering what you're gonna do, feeling anxious and awkward. You're gonna know exactly what you're gonna do, you're gonna get in there, you're gonna get out, and you're gonna be done. As far as food goes, if you wanna be successful, it's so important to know what you're going to eat ahead of time. Meal prepping has a bad rep. A lot of people believe you have to spend, you know, every Sunday in the kitchen for several hours cooking all these different components and putting together all these different Tupperwares full of salads and snacks and whatever, but it doesn't have to be that complicated. If you're cooking dinner, make more food. Eat those leftovers for lunch. Know that you're gonna have a lunch ready for you in the fridge, so you're not waiting and starving and then going to the pantry and grabbing handfuls of chips because you can't think straight because you're so hungry. Feed yourself, have things ready so that you can feed yourself without stressing about anything. You already know it's there. Another way to meal prep is buy food that's already prepped. It's really not that crazy or hard. There are really great options at Costco. Something I love to do is to buy a rotisserie chicken, their pre-made salads, and I have that for lunch multiple days a week. I don't always use all of the toppings they give me for the salads, but for the most part, I'm able to eat a massive salad every single day of the week with a protein, and I'm full, and I don't even have to think about it. I open my fridge, it's there, it's ready. And if you are working towards a nutrition goal, it's so important to be prepared and to be ready and to not have that added stress of being unprepared. Okay, my 5th tip is to focus on implementing good habits instead of trying to get rid of all of your bad habits. I've mentioned this many times before, but sometimes we need to focus on things like our stress levels and our sleep and our water intake long before we try to change our eating habits and implement a workout program. We need to make sure that our bodies are ready and prepared to make changes. And part of that means making sure we're in the right headspace, we are hydrated, we are feeling good, and that we are ready to commit to these little changes that we want to make. It is so much easier to decide I am going to implement more veggies in my day than it is to say I'm going to stop eating pizza. So you can eat what you want, but it'll be much easier to meet your goals if you're deciding, hey, I'm gonna throw a ton of veggies on my plate. I'm gonna have, instead of 4 pieces of pizza, a slice of pizza with this huge salad on the side, and I'm gonna be full, satisfied, and I'm gonna feel much more nourished than if you only eat the pizza and you feel sick. You can eat your Pop-Tarts, for sure. I'm not getting rid of them. I'm not getting rid of my sweets. You know this. However, my other meals are going to be worked around that. I'm gonna make sure I'm getting my nutrients. I'm gonna make sure I'm getting my vitamins, my minerals, my things that fuel my body, fuel my brain, help me to feel energized, help me to feel strong, help me to feel just good overall. I'm implementing those good things and keeping the things that also bring me joy. You don't need to get rid of everything in your life that brings you joy in order to be healthy. You are allowed to find ways to eat what you want and implement better habits, more water, more vegetables, more fruits, more fiber, more walking, and eventually more exercise, more weightlifting, whatever it is. Those things will come, but you just have to focus on the small things you can implement at first. All right, so my bonus tip, I have a 6th tip for you, and I would argue that it's probably the most important tip, and that is you need to believe in yourself that you can do this. You have to decide, I am the kind of person that can go to the gym and lift heavy and feel strong and eat this way that looks so admirable. I can do that. I am good enough and capable enough to do that. If you talk yourself down and decide that you can't achieve these things, it's going to be so much harder, and it's going to be so much easier to talk yourself out of trying. You have to decide, I can do it, and I'm gonna do it. And you can do it. That's the beauty of this. You have to consistently give yourself affirmations. Tell yourself nice things. You have to be nice to yourself. You cannot come from a place of fear and lack and hate for your body in order to get better. It's so hard, but you can decide, I love who I am right now so much that I'm going to do better for her. I'm going to give her more. I am going to give her the life that she wants so badly. You're allowed to believe that and to say that, and to say that you're worthy and wonderful enough to get it. I know we talked about short-term goals and attainable small goals, but another really important thing that I've learned lately is long-term goals. I'm obsessed with Jen Sincero, so a lot of these methods are adapted from her teachings. But something that has helped me so much is to sit down and write down my goals, my long-term goals, in present tense. So for example, if one day you visualize yourself getting up in the morning, feeling energized, getting dressed, and not feeling awful about your body, and looking in the mirror and just feeling healthy and strong and proud, write down what that feels like. Write down what it feels like to wake up in the morning, and what it looks like and feels like and smells like. Make it so vivid, make it so exciting that you get emotional when you read about this person and what this life is gonna feel like for you. You have to be grateful for everything that you have and everything that is coming to you. Something that I've implemented lately is my gratitude journal. Every morning I start with all these little prompts that help me. I'll link this in the description box, but it helps me to really focus my energy on the positive things in my life, how I'm gonna make room for gratitude, how I'm going to stay focused. And a lot of that is, you know, not complaining, being kind to myself, being grateful for what I have, and being grateful for the life that I'm gonna have, that I'm currently building. And I think that's something we really have to work on, is having faith in ourselves and faith in our ability to achieve these fitness or nutrition goals, and being grateful that that life that we're wanting and that we're working towards is on its way to us already. The ability to wake up and feel at home in our bodies, and to feel in love with our bodies and be happy getting dressed, that exists already and it's available to you. And being grateful for that opportunity and being grateful for the ability to work toward that is so exciting and important. That is all my tips. I know some of it can feel a little like hippie or unrealistic. However, I believe deeply that we have so much more power to change our lives and to have what we want in our lives than we realize. I believe that it ultimately comes down to deciding we're gonna change, believing that we can do it, feeling gratitude and love for where we already are, and knowing that the strength that we have right now is what's gonna propel us into this future version of ourselves. And making plans and being consistent and you know, giving ourselves permission to execute these plans and knowing we're worthy of it is what's going to make a difference. I wish I knew this in the beginning. I wish that I knew that so much of what I wanted, I wish I knew that so much of what I wanted was within my reach if I could only shift my perspective and my gratitude and my self-belief in order to make it happen. I took the hard route on so many things. I fought my way to where I am when I really didn't need to. I made it so much harder on myself by talking unkindly to myself, by making decisions out of fear and hate for who I am and what I looked like. And as soon as I realized that it didn't have to be like that, it didn't have to be a fight, it got so much easier. And it was so much easier to make choices that I knew were benefiting my life and making me feel stronger and making me feel healthier. And it really, really was so imperative to shift my mindset and to just love the person that I was. And I'm so grateful to the person that I was, that did fight and did get myself here. And if I can do it, literally anyone can. You guys are so much more capable than you realize, and if you have a goal in mind, you can do it. You can do anything. And yeah, thank you for listening to my spiel. Thank you so much for listening. It means so much to me. I am here for you, and I'm here cheering you on, and I love you so much, and you're gonna do amazing. I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.